Hello, everyone. So, moving to the next question, question number 8. Uh, so, what does the question number 8 points out? What is the implied relationship between the concepts of God and atheism in the passage? Implied relationship between the concept of God and atheism in the passage. So, we understood that atheism means referring to the non believers. So, if I talk about the idea related to this, means what is the idea that you can get from the question? So the question aims to uncover. The question aims to uncover what? To uncover the implied relationship, right? Uncover implied relationship between the concept of God and atheism in the passage. So let's examine the options and analyze their relevance. So the first option points out the passage declares the atheism is the natural result of the emergence of the concept of God. The passage declares that atheism is the natural result of the emergence. So, this option suggests that the passage claims that atheism naturally follows, right, the emergence of the concept of God. However, the passage does not make such a direct uh, assertion. It implies with a more nuanced details or nuanced relationship. So, if you talk about that, it means option one is not supported by the passage. The passage does not declare that atheism naturally follows from the mere emergence of the concept of God. The relationship between God and atheism is, you can talk about more complex, more complex, isn't it? So, you would find out and has to do with the refinement and questioning of the concept of God, right? So, therefore, option one cannot be drawn as the answer to it. Now, moving to the second option points out the passage suggests that atheism arises as a consequence of refining and perfecting the concept of God. The passage suggests what? That non believers arises as a result of what? Refining and perfecting the concept of God. So it is actually a valid implication based on the passage. The passage implies that as the concept of God is refined and analyzed, atheism emerges or comes out. Right. So this relationship is a central theme. You can say that. So central theme of the passage, you can say that. Uh, Refining and perfecting the conception of God. And therefore, you can consider that making the option two is correct, isn't it? Because it is stated about implied relationship between the concept of God and atheism. So here we find out atheism arises as a consequences of refining and perfecting the concept of God. So therefore, you can consider it is beautifully implied the idea. So hence we can find out option two is apt to the question. But let's see that what other options point out here. So we consider option two is the correct, option one is irrelevant. Now, moving to the third option points out the passage implies that belief in God and atheism are mutually exclusive and cannot coexist. What does the third option say? The passage implies that possibility or belief in God and non-believer are mutually exclusive and cannot coexist. So, which is not actually supported by the passage, right? Why it is not supported by the passage? Because it doesn't make a direct statement regarding the mutual exclusivity of belief in God and atheism. Instead, it suggests that atheism arises from the refinement of the concept of God, but does not claim that they cannot coexist. So, therefore, this cannot be called as a means relevant to the context of the question. Now, moving to the option 4. What does option 4 say? The passage posits that the emergence of atheism is an entirely not related fact to the concept of God. Now, look into it. So, uh, this even not supported by the passage because the passage clearly links the emergence of atheism right? Emergence of atheism to the refinement and the questioning of the concept of God. So when you do that, then only you would find out, right? Means find out the idea pertaining to the atheism, right? So hence we could get the idea called as um, uh, the atheism arises as a consequences of refining and analyzing the concept of God, indicating a cause, indicating what? Cause and effect relationship. Cause and effect relationship between these concepts. Relationship, relationship between these concepts, right? Between these concepts, isn't it? So hence, we could draw that option for 2 would be the most apt to the question that has been asked, isn't it? So I hope you understand.